Hello, Leo. It is time for your weekly reading. This is for May, let me think, 8th to the what? No, that's not right, is it? Yeah, May 8th to the 14th, 2021. I'm hoping it's an amazing week ahead. You guys are fiery and fabulous, so you will probably make it a fiery and fabulous week. So I'm going to do a different little spread here. I'm just going to do the first three cards will be about you. And the next three cards will be about what's going on. And the next three cards will be the outcome, the answer, the advice. Hopefully there's something in there that makes some sense that we can formulate the answer out of. So let's see if it answers your questions about the week. And if it does, great. And if you think about it, you can probably apply it to your life. That's the great thing about the cards. They're not always perfectly clear, but sometimes even when they're not, if you think about them as the week progresses, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I got that King of Cups and there he is." It's really weird the way that works. But it does kind of work. So let's get into it. Okay, if you have not heard me talk about this card before, I'm going to tell you a silly little story. First of all, this card is a good card. There's nothing bad or wrong about this card whatsoever. My mother was a tarot reader, and whenever she pulled this card, people died. And she was petrified of the card, and it always happened very quickly. And I have been pulling this card my whole life, and nobody has ever died. So I get this card with some regularity, and so do my clients and my family and my friends. And it is not a card I'm afraid of, nor does it have any horribly scary meaning to be afraid of. So just going to throw that out there. The Four of Swords. So this is about you. So I'm going to guess, in spite of being a Leo, and Leos being as outgoing and, out there as they are, which I don't generalize that much about certain signs, but I'm a fire sign also, Aries, and the fire signs tend to be more easy to generalize about. I'm not saying that everybody fits into that category. They absolutely don't, but it seems like a better percentage do in those signs. So anyway, perhaps this means you have a very introspective quality to your personality, even if you are an outgoing person, whether you are or not. Perhaps you have this very good part of you where you sort of go into yourself and find inner wisdom, or you inherently have inner wisdom. I mean, we all do. Not everybody taps into it. Maybe you're good at tapping into it. Maybe you're the kind of person who, in spite of the fact that whether you're as fiery as the typical Leo or not, you like your quiet time, you like your alone time to kind of regroup. I'm very outgoing and I like to be with people, but at the same time, I do enjoy being alone. I mean, I know Aries and Leo are not one and the same, but we have some similarities. So, maybe that's the case with you. Or maybe, even though this is more about what you're like, it could mean that you're just currently experiencing this right now because maybe you're spending more time alone than you ever have in the past. Maybe you've gone remote with your work, or your job is not currently happening, or something of that nature. You're not doing the normal life that you did before, so you have more time to be introspective, and as a result, you're finding more things out about yourself. Now, the Queen of Swords, this is a card that represents air signs. So typically, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. I always associate this card with my daughter, my eldest daughter, who is a real character. And she is very practical, like very practical. And so when I see this queen sitting there on her throne with that sword, it's like I picture this sword like cutting through all the BS to get to the bottom line and do the very practical thing, which I find very interesting. So the Queen of Swords can be a person or it can be, like, because this is about you, it could be somebody that you've known who has influenced the way that you are, maybe your mom or somebody like that, or another relative or close friend that's influenced how you are, or maybe it is just a facet of your personality. So she's quite clinical in some ways. Uh, does not like a lot of frivolous nonsense. It's very, very practical, but very good at getting to the truth of the matter. They like things to be very clear and clear cut. Sometimes they're perceived as being a little bit cold. Sometimes we need that, even if we are a fiery person or a fun person or a strong person. Sometimes you need to not be your typical passionate self. You have to have that side that is like this for, say, work. You know, maybe you're the world's biggest social butterfly, but dancing on the tables at work or the desks is not, you know, necessarily conducive to running a good business or even being a good employee, especially not being a good employee. So, you know, maybe that's a part of you. And then I'm not one bit surprised you got this, Leo, because the reason you guys are so fiery sometimes is because dissatisfaction spurs you on to great things. This is a card of dissatisfaction, so, or disillusionment. I'm going to say that because you do something and it's all great and fine for a certain amount of time and you can be successful at it and everything else, but you want to move on to the next thing. You are, you know, you want to get excited again. You want to feel all those feelings where there's no disillusionment, there's no disappointment, there's no boredom. You want to be on to the next thing and doing something exciting and really strong and powerful. So that's my guess about that. So it's, well, it's not really a guess since it was given to me. It's not like I came up with it naturally. It's definitely based on these cards. So here we've got the Queen of Cups. This is about what's happening in your life right now. So the Queen of Cups is very warm, very, very passionate. If it's a person, could be somebody you know that, who is a real person. Typically a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be, but usually is. Very passionate, very intuitive. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it is a good friend, somebody you spend a lot of time with, even a coworker, somebody like that. Somebody who's in your life and you spend a lot of time with them, or they have a very strong influence on you. Very nice card, very positive, loving, usually kind, sort of compassionate and intuitive card. Very positive. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is you want to put something into action. You have a great idea, a fantastic idea, and your plan is to put it into action. And I'm going to suggest that you do put it into action, even though this card often means failed plans. But since every time, now this might be related to me as a reader, because I'm not going to tell you that the readers influence the cards that much, but for some reason, whenever I get this card, whether it's for me, for a client, for anybody, it never seems to materialize. Like, I'm the kind of person who I always look when I get this card to see what's going on, because this card can mean somebody's gossiping about you. It can mean somebody's stealing from you. It can mean failed plans. It can mean something going on behind your back, some kind of deception, okay? Now, when I get this card, I do all kinds of stuff to see if anything like that's going on. Now, if it's gossip, I really don't care. I just don't. So, sure, that could be going on, and maybe that's the reason the card comes. But, you know, I don't think anybody's stealing from me, or if they are, I never find it out. I don't think any major deception went down without me being aware of it. And in my life, when there has been some major deception, I didn't get this card. So I never worry about this card. In fact, I so don't worry about this card that I literally ignore it. So I've told you the meanings of the card. If any of that materializes in your life, please let me know, because it just doesn't for me. So I'm going to say start the thing. Just, you know, be informed about what you're doing and do the research you need to do to make it be successful and good, and try it out. You know, I don't think it'll fail. And then the answer or the outcome. Wow, female power all over the place. Whoa, this couldn't be better. I mean, you've got the Queen of Wands, who is so fiery and fabulous, just like you. Maybe it is you. Social, fun, open, strong, decisive, powerful, puts things into action. So if you've got her and you have an idea you want to put into action, I say go for it in a big way. This is really, really exciting and powerful. And the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles cultivates Pentacles. Sorry, I hit my tongue is tripping today. She is all about cultivating good health and monetary aspects. I mean, she is the ultimate good planner, and she runs a good kingdom and makes really positive things happen. So if you've got these two chicks in your corner, you're going to come out strong, especially, I'm going to say, for whatever you're wanting to start here. This is really, really good. Really good. And then there's celebration here. Something is definitely going right. I don't know what the celebration's about, but it's something fantastic. Really, really powerful. Really strong female energy here. Now, when we say female in tarot cards, and this is not a newfangled thing, this has been like this from forever. Female energy can be, like the Queen of Pentacles, typically it is a female, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. If you're a guy who has a lot of this kind of energy, then it can work for you. And it can work for you even if you're the least female guy in the world. I mean, it's energy, right? So it has nothing to do with your looks. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It's all about power. And it's really strong. Like, I'm getting a vibe from these cards that's incredible. That does not always happen. It happens a part of the time, a certain part of the time. And when it does, I know that it's like, whatever you want to call it, whether you want to call it spirit or spirits or the cards themselves, everybody has a different philosophy on this. When I feel really strong feelings, I know something's going on, and something is definitely going on here, because this is a really powerful, it's almost like it comes off in waves. You know how sometimes when you're with a person and you can literally feel this tangible wave of something coming off of them, it's almost like something you could grab a hold of, like something that is not just air. It's like something, it feels like you could grab it. Well, that's what's happening here right now. So, fantastic reading. Ignore this dude, because I never know what the heck's going on with him. Have a fantastic week, Leo. I wish you the best, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.